withdrawal and isolation. That would be the number one thing that would be a hurdle for people who are struggling with eating disorder. They won't know who to talk to. That would be number one. Number two, maybe denial. Right? Denial, I guess you can explain it 2 ways. One is you know you have a problem, but you're trying to convince yourself that you don't have a problem. The other group, we may colloquially use the term denial, but really they don't know they have a problem. And therefore they don't believe they have a problem. And they're not lying. They're not lying to themselves. But everyone else around them can see that they have a problem. Okay? The approach should be different in talking to these two groups. One, the people that know that they have a condition and are trying to convince themselves that they don't, be easier to engage and easier to talk through with empathy and kindness and openness and caring. You can win them over to getting them to consider taking better care of themselves. Okay? The other group is going to be difficult because they don't believe that they have an issue. They think you're the one with the problem. So then that's going to be difficult to deal with. And when they are ready, just to be an available source of support to guide them in the right direction and maybe even take them to see someone that you think would be able to help them. But that requires a lot of patience and waiting and not being critical of them and saying that, hey, you know, you're in denial, can't you see? That is only going to make them go further into that place where they believe that there's nothing that's a problem. Same problem. Many people think they're the only ones that have the problem. Although they might have heard it elsewhere, you know, actresses and models, you know, they come forward and they say that they have an eating disorder, but people who actually have it on the ground, normal people like you and me, they may be sitting at home thinking they're the only ones because, you know, she's not an actress. I mean, that's all highfalutin, high-profile people, not like me. And amongst my friends, I am probably the only one. And if anyone knew, they'll look down on me. So trying and doing exactly what you're doing, trying to break that taboo, break that barrier, and get people talking and getting people to share about what's going on so that they can come out of wherever it is they're hiding and struggling with this all alone and in silence. This is what we can do for those that don't have the condition and those that are struggling with the condition. Both. Everybody needs to start talking about it, not just the people that are struggling with it. Okay? No teasing, no mocking, not necessary to excessively pay attention or focus on someone's physique, pointing fingers and saying you have a problem, because that's usually not true. We have a problem there. If you're friends with that person that's struggling with it, we have a problem, because the person struggling with it doesn't think or hasn't thought that they could reach out to you and talk to you. So what is there that's going on about you? Maybe you're not open, maybe you're not empathic, maybe you don't have the patience, maybe you do an excessive amount of teasing and makes that person end up feeling uncomfortable and knowing that or feeling that if they would come to you, they'll end up feeling worse. Okay? So that's why pointing fingers and saying you have the problem doesn't usually work. That person, he or she, has that problem or has had that problem for so long because they, not only you, but many other people were not available to them.